What is happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode on the KastKing channel. Today we need to talk about some pro rods. I happen to have the very popular Chatterbait Rod with me today. Now this is a bait that you can pretty much find on any boat deck and in any angler's backpack. Huge rise in popularity over the past few years. This rod is a great fit for the chatterbait, 7 foot 3 inches long, and only weighs in at 4.95 ounces. It's a medium power rod with a moderate fast action, rated for 10 to 17 pound line, 1/4 to 3/4 ounce lures, and 12+1 guides on this. Now this is a little bit longer rod to help aid with those real long casts that you're making around grass and weed edges, any sort of vegetation. The chatterbait shines there. But the little extra added length on this rod, 7 foot 3, will help you cast a little bit farther. If you were fishing a 6'6" rod, you'll definitely be able to throw your chatterbait farther on a longer rod. There are also a lot of anglers that fish the chatterbait mainly on straight braid. Because you're around vegetation and grass, the line doesn't often matter as much when you're in all that thick vegetation-y stuff. So if you are running braid on this setup, but to help counteract that lack of stretch in the line, this has a moderate fast tip. That's going to ensure that when you get that bite and feel it right away on that braid, because it's so sensitive with this rod, that moderate fast tip gives just a little delay when you set that hook into them to ensure you're not just pulling the chatterbait right out of their mouth. You can really use this rod for any single hooked moving bait. I mean anything like your spinnerbaits, swim jigs, chatterbaits, because it's got that moderate fast tip on a moving bait. Instead of fishing something like a Texas rig or a jig, you can have a real stiff, fast, or extra fast action rod and get away with it. You throw that bait in, let it sit, you can feel the fish take it, wait, and set the hook. On moving baits like this, a chatterbait, swim jig, something like that, you've only got that one chance to get a good hook into them. That bait's coming by, they grab it. That moderate fast tip gives you just a slight delay where you can set that hook into them good and not just pull the bait away from them. Now when it comes to the reel, I would suggest something in a 6'3" or 7/0 to 1 retrieve, something like the Spartacus or the Stealth, just depending on if you tend to fish faster or slower. When it comes to line in my moving baits, I tend to stick with a nylon line. I would go something from a 15 pound to 20 pound copolymer or 100% fluorocarbon. If you're fishing this around a bunch of vegetation and you tend to use braid, I would use something in the 30 to 50 pound range, just in case. Though of course my knot when I'm fishing anything around vegetation happens to be the old trilling knot. You can see there the little tag in on the bait sticks toward the back of the bait, so you're not fighting pulling gunk and moss and such off the front of it. I think it works just a little bit easier. If you want more information on that knot, check the card at the top. Be sure to check out the playlist at the end of this video for more information on these technique-specific rods. And if you're looking for information on one rod in particular, check out the description below. We'll have all those linked for you. Of course, if you have any questions at all on any of these rods, leave your questions and comments below. They would be happy to help you out. Please consider subscribing to the KastKing channel for more informative videos and, well, technique-specific videos just like this one in the future. And until next time.